Welcome to our YouTube channel Mathematical Pathshala. In this lecture, we are going to discuss complex analysis complete solution of GATE 2015 examination. In that session, they have asked total 5 questions from this section, and all the questions are very from basic. If you are aware of the basic concept, then you can solve in your examination period. And some questions, I will say only one question is straightforward. So let us begin with the problem number 1. Consider the power series summation n is running from 0 to infinity an z power n, where an they have defined 1 upon 3 power n when n is even and 1 upon 5 power n when n is odd. Then the radius of convergence of the series is equal to, see, they have defined this an in 2 division. When n is even, your sequence is different. When n is odd, your sequence is different. So if you try to open this, and you will get like this. When you put n to be 0, you are having 1. Plus when you put n is 0, you have to assume it to be even. So you can take this as 1 plus, then you will have 1 upon 5 z plus 1 upon 3 z square. Like this, you are having this series. If you use this formula, this 1 upon r, which is limit superior mod an power 1 by n. If you use in both the scenario, suppose you will get, if you use this, then you will get this is 1 by 3 when you choose your n to be even, and you will get 1 by 5 when you choose your m to be odd. So 1 upon r is 1 by 3 and 1 by 5. So you can say the radius of convergence is 3 when n is even, and this is 5 when n is odd. And also you can see one thing. If I choose this r to be 1 by 3, that is the radius of convergence is 1 by 3, your center is 0 of this power series. So the interval of convergence will be mod z less than 3 and less than 5. This is the possible interval of convergence. If you draw these two circles, say this is your circle of radius 3 with center 0, and this is the circle of radius 5 with the center 0. So this is your origin, this is 3, this is 5. So if you see in this region, if you take this en to be 1 by 3n for all n, or if you choose 1 by 5n for all n, then both in this circle, this power series converges, and this converges very nicely. But suppose you are having a doubt, which one should I choose? Should I choose 3 or 5? If you choose 5, then definitely you will have a problem. Why you will have a problem? Let me make you more clear. Even if you choose point like here, then still you will have a problem. Suppose, without loss of generality, if I choose z to be 4, this 4 lies around here. So if you choose z to be 4, your power series will be like this is an 4 power n. And obviously you can see this an is always of non-negative terms, even it is always of positive terms. So suppose I am saying you just delete your odd terms, you just delete, then still you will get this is bigger than or equal to 1 upon 3n 4 power n. You will have this scenario. You can choose n accordingly. I am just saying you just delete these 1 upon 5n terms. Then the series you will be getting, that must be less than the previous one, because you are deleting some terms from here. But this is not a convergent one. That you can easily observe. This is by ratio test you can observe, by root test you can observe. This is not convergent. So if you take any point between the annular region, in this region or in this region, you will get this series is not convergent. So the best possibility for this radius of convergence is 3. And you can easily observe, if you choose your r to be 3, that means if you take the inner region of this smaller circle, then series converges very nicely. So the radius of convergence in this scenario is 3. And at point 3 it has a problem. If you observe, if you choose if you see on the boundary of this circle, suppose you are seeing on this boundary, then this has a problem. Because if you delete these odd terms of the sequence from the series, then you will have an is 1 upon 3 power n. And if you put z to be 3, then you will have summation 1. So your all even terms will be 1. So in that scenario, this series will not converge. So at r equal to 3, it is not converging, but before r, this converges very nicely. So answer will be 3. Question number 2. Let C is equal to Z belongs to complex numbers such that we have given this. So this is the circle of radius 2 centered at iota. So if you draw this circle, this is your complex plane. Suppose this point is iota. Let me call this as a minus iota, and this is 3 iota. So this circle will be like this. They are asking compute the integral 1/2 pi over the contour C z square minus 4 upon z square plus 4 dz. There are two ways for solving this problem. There may be many, but two are more generally we use. Either you use Cauchy integral formula or you use Cauchy residue theorem. From both cases, you will get the same answer. So if I use the Cauchy integral formula, which says f at point z naught 1/2 pi I integral over the contour C fz upon z minus z naught dz. This is the value of function at point z naught, which is given by this integral, and this z naught point lies inside the contour C, not on C. This z naught should lie inside the contour C. So if you use this scenario, this term you can write 1/2 pi z square minus 4 z plus 2i z minus 2i dz. If I'm and you can easily see this circle on in this contour, this z plus 2 iota and this z minus 2 iota. So 2 iota will be somewhere here and minus 2 iota will be somewhere here. So this is not the problem. This 2i is creating a problem. So this is inside C. So you have to use this at point 2i. So I am writing the value of this expression by using this formula. It is going to be 1/2 pi. If you multiply with 2 pi I, so this is 2 pi I f at 2i, but your function will be this one. You can observe by comparing with this. So you will have iota into f at 2i. If you compute at 2i, it will be minus 8 on the above, and you will have 2i and plus 2i will be 4i. So you will have minus 2. And if you go with the Cauchy residue theorem, then you will get the same answer. So the answer of this integral will be minus 2. Question number 3. This I can say this is the straightforward. Let D is equal to the open unit disk. This is defined as collection of all complex number such that the modulus value is less than 1. So this is the inner region of the open unit. This is the inner region of unit disk or the open unit disk. Then there exists a non-constant analytic function f on D such that for all n is equal to 2, 3, 4 and so on. If you observe the option A, f at square root of minus 1 upon n is 0. Can you give me a analytic function which is non-constant defined from D to C and whose zeros are exactly square root of minus 1 upon n? You know identity theorem. If you try to find the set of all zeros, and if the set of all zeros contains a limit point which should be member of D. If it is not a member of D, then it is not a problem. So if you see this set S is the collection of all complex number such that f of z is 0. So this is the collection of all zeros of f if there exists z star inside D, which is a limit point of S. This implies your f is constant function. So this is my identity theorem. But this z star should be inside D. If it is not inside D, then there is no problem. What is the limit point of the zeros of this? Because if you find the zeros, your zeros are iota by n. That is iota by 2, iota by 3, iota by 4. So as n tends to infinity, this converges to 0. So 0 is the limit point of the set S for this function. But 0 is already inside this D. Then this will imply your f has to be constant. They are asking, there exists a non-constant analytic function. You cannot give me analytic function which is non-constant. So A is not possible. Similar argument will work for B. F at 1 by n is 0. So if you see the zeros are 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4. That sequence will converge to 0. So the collection of all zeros will contain a limit, will have a limit point 0, and 0 is a member of your open set D. So you cannot give me the non-constant analytic function by using identity theorem. What about option C and option D? Let us come to the option D. F at 1 by 2 minus 1 by n. So as n tends to infinity, again you are having a limit point which is 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 is a member of D. So D, again you cannot construct such a function. What about option C? F at 1 by 1 minus 1 by n is 0. For this, if you see the S, this is the collection of all such points. One minus 1 by n, where n is 2, 3 and so on. So as n approaches infinity, this sequence converges to 1. So 1 is the limit point of this set, that is the obvious one. But 1 is not inside this domain D, because this is the open unit disk. So in this scenario, you cannot use identity theorem. You cannot argue that there does not exist any non-constant analytic function. Can you give me a one function? If you try to make it is easy. Okay, let us try to make this function. What is the basic intuition you are having for which type of functions you can construct? Obviously, you know only polynomials, trigonometric function, logarithm function and exponential functions. You know only these type of functions. If I go for the sine function, I know that my sine z get vanished at n pi. Can I see this sine z pi, but I need this z to be of the form 1 minus 1 upon n. I need this to be of this format. Then only I can say the zeros are of this format. So I can extract my n from here. So 1 minus z will be n, okay, 1 by n. So n will be 1 upon 1 minus z. So you can choose your function to be sine pi upon 1 minus z. Because if you choose z to be of the format 1 minus 1 by n, it will take sine integral multiple of pi. That is going to be 0. So if you choose this function, this function will work very nicely. It has zeros 1 minus at 1 minus 1 by n points that you can easily verify. If I choose z to be 1 upon 1 minus 1 by n, then you will have sine pi upon 1 minus 1 upon 1 minus n. Sorry, 1 minus n. Okay, this is 1 minus 1 by n. So it will be sine n pi. And sine n pi is 0 if you choose n to be 2, 3, 4 and so on. So this function will work very nicely. So this is a non-constant function analytic on this open unit disk, but it has a problem at point 1. The 1 is the singularity of this function. So option C is possible. So correct one will be C. This was a little tricky. Question number 4. This is based on Lorentz series expansion. If you observe the CSIR net examination, then they do not ask any question on Lorentz series. But if you see the GATE examination, then you may get question every year from Lorentz series. Let summation n is running from minus infinity to infinity, a n z power n be the Lorentz series expansion of the function fz 2z square minus 13z plus 15 in the annulus region 3 by 2 less than mod z less than 5. Then they are asking the value of a1 by a2. So while solving, you have to be very careful in your calculation. If you do a single mistake, then you will not get the same answer. And in examination, you do not cross verify. So just be careful at every step. You have to make this region. Okay, let us try what I can do in this. Do not go with the formula. If you go with the formula, it will be little lengthy. And they expect if you use the formula, then you will get stuck. So my function is, if you factorize this, then I can see this 15 into 2 will give me 30, and I need this 13 when I add or subtract. So there are two ways, either you do 15 into 2 or you do 10 into 3. But if you do 15 into 2, you will not get the factor like 3 by 2 and 5. So you just do this one, 2z square minus 10z minus 3z plus 15. This will give you 1 upon 2z you can take common. This is z minus 5 minus 3 you can take common, z minus 5. So you will have 1 upon z minus 5, 2z minus 3. Now you can see you are having 5, you are having 2 by 3. Now the next step is get the partial fraction. That will not be so much difficult if you are enough good in practice, or if you are enough good in the calculation. That will not create any problem. You can write in this manner. What you do is write z minus 5 and write 2z minus 3. So you have to remove z from above. So if you use 1 here, you will have 2z minus 3. So you have to use 2 here to cut this 2. So let me use 1 here, let me use 2 here. Because if I use minus, then I can only cut. So you will have 2z minus 3 and you will have minus 2z plus 10. So minus 3 plus 10 will give you 7. So let us divide with 7. Now, if I use z minus 5, can I get this region? No, definitely I am not going to get. So what I will do here, I will just 1 by 7. I will take minus 1 upon 5 common, then I will have 1 upon 1 minus z by 5. Minus 2 is here. I need this mod z is bigger than 3 by 2. In the next step, you will observe how I am getting this annular region. So you observe this will be minus 2. I need this. You can think in this way. 3 by 2 mod z should be less than 1. Now you are getting some idea. So you need this 3 by 2z format. So for 3 by 2z format, you have to take 3 is common out. So you will have 1 upon 1 minus 3 by 2z. You are having this. Now I can write the power series expansion of these, because this is now going to be a geometric series. So you observe this is minus 1 upon 35 into, if you expand this, then you will get nothing. N is running from 0 to infinity. This is z by 5 power n. Because if you write this to be 1 minus z by 5 whole power minus 1, then you can write 1 plus z by 5 plus z by 5 whole square plus so on. So you are getting a geometric series. But for this, you need this mod z by 5 should be less than 1. That is, mod z is less than 5. So you have got this region. And in this scenario, you will use 3 by 2z mod less than 1. So you will get this region. Now minus 2 upon 21 I hope I am not committing any sign mistake here. Summation n is running from 0 to infinity. This is 3 upon 2z power n. Okay, here I should have used, no, here I have committed a mistake. I have to take common minus 2z. Okay, it is 2z. Then it will work good. So not 21. So I will have only 1 upon 7z. Now it is okay because 2 will get cancelled out with 2. So 1 upon 7 into minus 1 will give me minus 1 upon 7. Now I am good. Now they are asking a1 upon a2. What is a1? a1 is the coefficient of z power 1. a2 is the coefficient of z power 2. Do I need any term from here? No, I do not need, because if you see here you are having 3 by 2z power n, and for this you can write 3 by 2z mod is less than 1. So if you combine this region and this region, you will get this annular region. So and I don't need this to compute a1 and a2. I only need this one, because there does not exist any coefficient of z, there does not exist any coefficient of z power 2 also. So if you see your a1 will be the coefficient of z, it will be minus 1 upon 35 into 1 upon 5. And if you see a2, it will be minus 1 upon 35 into 1 upon 25. If you take a1 by a2, you will have 5. So you can do in a similar manner. So your answer will be 5 in this. Now, the next question and the last question, the value of the integral I upon 4 minus pi integral over the circle of radius 4 centered at 0 dz over z cos z. Can you use the Cauchy integral formula? If you try to use Cauchy integral formula, you will not get that form. So let us use the Cauchy residue theorem. Then it will be I upon 4 minus pi 2 pi I into sum of residues inside the contour. So let us find what are the problematic points. What are the points which are creating problem? So you need to find the residues at those points. Can you give me the singularities for this? Yeah, if you choose z to be 0, this is a singularity, and all the points where your cos z is 0, that is again a singularity. But we need only those singularities which are creating problem inside the contour. Let me create the contour here. So this is a radius 4 circle on the complex plane. This z is equal to 0 is inside this. So I need the residue at point 0. Can you give me other point? Cos z has zeros. The zeros of cos z are pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. You know all the zeros of cos z are real. So it has pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, minus pi by 2, minus 3 pi by 2. But if you see the 3 pi by 2 point, where it will lie, will it be inside the circle? No, it will not be inside the circle, because if you find the distance from 0 to the point 3 pi by 2, you will get more than 4. So that point will be outside. So 3 by 2 will be somewhere here. So you will use 0, pi by 2 and minus pi by 2. So you need residues at point 0, at point pi by 2, at point minus pi by 2. Let us compute. Residue of f at point 0 will be limit z tends to 0, z minus 0 up into function. Your function is 1 upon z cos z. So your value will be 1. because z and z will get cancelled out. 1 upon cos z, as z approaches 0, it will approach 1. Residue at point pi by 2, you will get limit z tends to pi by 2, z minus pi by 2, z cos z. So if you choose pi by 2 point, you are having a 0 by 0 format, which is obviously not defined. So you can use the L'Hopital rule. If you use the L'Hopital rule, some people call it L'Hospital rule, but better to call it a L'Hopital rule. So you will get z tends to pi by 2. If you do differentiation above, you will have 1, and on the below you will have minus z sin z plus cos z. If you put pi by 2 point, you will get 1 upon minus pi by 2 because of this negative sign. So you will have minus 2 by pi. Let us compute residue of f at point minus pi by 2 point. You will have limit z tends to minus pi by 2. Can I use, okay, let me use this one, z plus pi by 2, z cos z. Again, if you put z to be minus pi by 2, you are having 0 by 0 format. So again, we use the L'Hopital rule. So you will have 1 upon minus z sin z plus cos z. If you put z to be minus pi by 2, this part will become 0. So you will have 1 upon minus z. Z is already minus pi by 2, so you will have pi by 2. But sine minus pi by 2 is minus 1, so you are having minus. So minus 2 by pi. So this is a residue at point minus pi by 2. Now if you go with this formula, you will have iota upon 4 minus pi 2 pi I into sum of residues. Your residues is 1 minus 2 by pi minus 2 by pi. So I can say this is 1 minus 4 by pi, which is this iota square will give me minus 1. So this is minus 2 pi 4 minus pi. But if I multiply with this minus inside this, I will have 4 minus pi inside and pi below. So your answer will be 2. So the correct answer will be 2. So this is directly straightforward based on Cauchy residue theorem, provided you know the concept of residues. If you are not aware of, then you may have you may feel problem while solving an examination. So please, before exam, do enough practice so that you feel comfortable in your examination. I hope you understand each and every concept. If you have any other problem, or if you have any other doubt, you can comment in the comment section, and you can do WhatsApp me also. And if you have any suggestion for us, you are always welcome. Thanks for watching this solution series.